Hey man, what it is? This is Deem, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go to PayPal at Deem by any means. There go to Cash App, $ Deem by any means. Y'all know what I'm about to say. I don't care if you leave $5, $50, $500. It's much appreciated. All the support and love that y'all be showing. You know what I mean? Much appreciated. Now, y'all, I'm gonna give a little backstory on myself. I know y'all see how involved I am in boxing. Boxing is a sport that I love, but my first love and my real love, the one that I actually did more than I was doing boxing, was basketball. Was very good at basketball. Things took an unfortunate turn for family reasons and stuff. Why I wish I know I could have pushed basketball even further, but a lot of stuff was out of my hands, and you sleep better at night when you don't have those regrets to live by. When you understand circumstances and being an adult now and certain things like that, you understand why things turn out the way they do. But I don't talk about basketball a lot because it would take up my whole channel. Because basketball is 82 games, there's so many different players, there's so many different storylines, there's so many different things to talk about. It's just like boxing, but not as intimate. At least with boxing, we got that the narratives and the back and forths on Twitter, and different fights taking place getting announced, but it leads up to a fight. It's not a it's much more easier to keep track of and to really research and dissect and be informative on. If I did that with basketball, it would take up my whole channel. That's why you see people who do blog on basketball so much. It takes up most of their channel because it's something always new going on in the NBA. Every day is something new. Somebody got hurt. Somebody scored this. Somebody did this. Somebody got ejected. Somebody got traded. So y'all understand what I'm saying. But so I just sit back and enjoy the sport and then talk about certain scenarios and things like that in basketball that I like. And there's one thing that I was hearing was after Kyrie hit that crazy shot against Jokic was um, he's the most skilled player ever. And little backstory, y'all. I didn't play against Kyrie. I might have played against Kyrie, but I don't remember. But I remember playing against his teammate multitude of times. Michael Kidd Gilchrist. Y'all might know who that is. I played against Dion Waiters, Michael Kidd Gilchrist, a lot of guys. I had 30 something points on Dion Waiters. That's a fact in our AAU teams back in the day. I was pretty good, Joe. I was pretty good. NBA good? No. I could have been if I would have had more support and a lot of the things that these guys got now. If I would have had that, yeah, or definitely G League and overseas for sure. I think I could have definitely accomplished, but off of me. Um, and they were talking about the most skilled players ever, and Kyrie Irving is one of the most skilled players I have ever seen in my life. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Most skilled, I can't give people who don't play defense most skilled anything because basketball is a two-sided sport. I think people forget that basketball is similar to boxing in that way. You could be offensively gifted, but if you ain't got no chin or no defense, you're probably going to get knocked out by somebody. Like people aren't going to be scared to fight you. And if you don't have defense in basketball, it's no way that you're going to be as effective as you could be. So when we talk about skills, it got to be both sides. You got to talk about the offense and the defensive side. Those are the players who actually play both sides of the ball are the only players you could even consider to be most skilled. You cannot only judge people off 50% of the game. There's two parts to basketball, offense and defense. And you have to judge a player on both sides of the ball. You think that I'm lying? Go try to make a 2K player and leave all the defense on zero and defensive IQ and all of that stuff on zero. Just put all your offensive stats up and let's see what your rankings is. So the reason why I say that Victor Wembanyama is the most skilled basketball player ever, because it's true. Because Victor Wembanyama is nobody that's his size. It's nobody that was his size ever. You respectively having that dribbling ability. He has the defensive parts. He does perimeter defense, mid-range defense, low post defense. He roams. He's good on the pick and roll defense. He has a very high IQ. He can shoot the three. He can shoot the mid range. He posts up. He runs the fast break. He could take you off the dribble. He can shoot off the dribble. He can catch and shoot. He could pin down from the key. He could pin down from the top of the key. It's nothing he literally doesn't do. You got to show me somebody else that can even bring what he brings defensively. That's why it's only a certain players I think that you can even consider most skilled ever. Let's even talk about it. It's players like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Gary Payton, Jason Kidd. If they don't play defense, there's no way they're the most skilled ever. I love Steph Curry. Steph Curry is not a defensive player. He could never be the most skilled player. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be the best player ever because you only need a little bit of defense to be the best player in the league. Like, where it's definitive that you're the best player. I ain't saying that. But most skilled, the guy that can do everything, Scottie Pippen, people like that. Those are the most skilled players. Kawhi Leonard. Those guys are literally the most skilled player because they don't have too much of a weakness. A Paul George comes to mind. Now, what you do with those skills is the difference between a Jimmy Butler and a Paul George. Paul George is, I think, even more skilled than Jimmy, but Jimmy is a guy that does everything also, but he's got more dog and more heart, and that counts. So that's why I would take Jimmy Butler before I would take a Paul George, even though I think Paul George is more skilled. So that's why I'm telling y'all it doesn't matter about skills. Like I said, if we just want to have that conversation about who is the most skilled, I think Kyrie Irving is more skilled than Allen Iverson. I do not think he's better under any circumstances. You understand? I think most people don't think Kyrie Irving is better than Iverson. Is he more skilled than Iverson? Yes. Is he better than Iverson? No. He's because and Kyrie is relentless, but Kyrie is not. First of all, he's not as Allen. He don't play through pain the way Allen Iverson does. He's not as relentless as constantly attacking. He takes too much time off the shot clock. AI wasn't playing with you at all. Like he was getting right to the point. So Victor Wembanyama by far is the he has to be the most skilled player ever because I do not see a weakness in his game besides his actual muscles. Can you imagine if he gained 20, 30 pounds? There's nothing on the court the man doesn't do. All around game, he covers all bases of basketball. And that's what makes you the most skilled player ever. There is nothing in Wembanyama's game that I see and I say to myself, he can do that better. Of course, he's going to get better because he's a rookie. But it's not nothing. Normally, when people come into basketball, there are things you want them to add to their game. Victor Wembanyama is the only player ever to come through our league, and there was nothing I wanted him to add to his game. I just want him to get stronger and just get used to playing, getting more dog and taking going on the attack, getting stronger. Those are the things he could get better at. But those things every rookie has. That's literally every single rookie that has ever existed has to do the same thing. You have to get stronger, you have to adjust to the speed, and you have to realize that you got to take over. You can't be passive. Those are all things you learn. And then imagine who his coach is. His coach is Greg Popovich. So it's not like he's not handcuffed to a certain extent, like Pop just going to let him go out there and do whatever he want to do. We know that's not going to happen. He played for the Spurs. So let's not forget who he plays for. But most skilled, nobody is more skilled than Victor Wembanyama. Nobody. Because there's attributes to your game, and he shoots free throws. He's a good free throw shooter. So he literally has no weakness in his game. Somebody else that's like that is Joel Embiid. But Joel Embiid does have a weakness is that he gets smaller as the playoffs go. He doesn't attack the post as much. Joel Embiid weakness is his mental. He don't have any weaknesses neither. Joel Embiid has no weaknesses, but he's not nowhere near the dribbler that Victor Wembanyama is. So Joel Embiid, from the mental aspect and the handle ability, he like a 7 out of all the 8 categories. Victor Wembanyama is 8 of all the 8 categories. He covers the bases of all basketball. And that's what you want in a player. And you're going to see more Victor Wembyama's. Maybe not guys his size, his length, and all of that. But I mean that are covering all bases, like a Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards does have. I think Anthony Edwards' handle could get better. So that's why I will put Anthony Edwards as a guy that's an 8 of 8. I think his jump shot could get. I think he could get a lot better at the mid range, the 3-pointer. Is he capable of doing those things? Absolutely. He can do it because you see why he's taking off this year. But I just need to see it at a higher clip and more efficiency because I know his talent. Victor Wembanyama, he's just a rookie. If he gets a tad better at everything he does already, there is no question about who's the most skilled player in basketball. He's Jokic with defense. And Jokic can't dribble the way he can dribble. He can't take you off the dribble with a jump shot, going right to left. Victor Wembanyama is the most skilled basketball player to ever exist. You got to show me somebody that's capable of doing all of the things he's capable of doing and don't have a weakness in his game. Because I can't even say that his mental ain't there yet because we don't know. He's a rookie. From what I've seen, he got dogged. From what I've seen is they play him 28, 29 minutes a game, and his teammates don't seem like always want to get him the ball. But he don't he don't seem tentative or out there to me. He don't see that passive like he's scared to play or anything like that. Nah, I don't see that in him. So the mental may be the one thing we can hold out on, but I gotta hold out on it. So I can't even put that much in a factor. I just can only go off of what I see and say I think he has a pretty good mental. I think he does have dog in him. I think he's not scared. He be attempting. And how you know guys ain't scared is when they constantly trying to catch a body on TV. And Victor is constantly trying to catch somebody slipping, either if it's from blocking a shot or dunking on them. So and he's not scared to ISO you in front of everybody. So shout out to Victor Wembanyama, man. Excited that he's came to the NBA. Excited about his career. And we just talking about most skilled ever. I came to just give y'all the answer on who that is. You're looking at him. Number 1 for San Antonio. I'll holla at y'all.